I'm with Markus Burcham. It's Thursday night training before a big game against Richmond on Saturday. Also a big game for Markus in another way. But Markus, you've had a fantastic career for Blackheath. In 2020 you decided to retire, having just passed 200 games, 206 I think it was when you stopped. So 41 tries, I think. 5 seasons as captain as well, and I think 158 consecutive games, which is a massive tribute to your fitness, stamina, consistency, everything. So now you came back, and what made you come back?
I think sort of initially moved or decided to stop playing for Blackheath because moved back to Bournemouth with my wife Gwyn. So obviously the logistical side of it was a bit difficult, but obviously kept a keen eye on the Blackheath results as a club man, and obviously the first season that I wasn't playing, we didn't have a particularly good season. I was sort of watching the results up until Christmas, and sort of kept in contact with Shanners quite frequently, and then basically I had an itch that needed to scratch, and at about Christmas time spoke to Shanners at sort of great length. Sort of he was sort of asking me if I'd come back and sort of add some experience and a familiar face to what was a team that was kind of trying to find its feet, because there was numerous changes in terms of personnel, and obviously it's a very tough league, National One. So we made it work. Obviously, as I say, it's logistically not the easiest task every week, but we've sort of made it work, and the club have been very supportive in that. Unfortunately, it didn't go quite to plan, and we did get relegated at the end of that season. So I thought that would have been my last season, but it didn't really sit well with me that the last game I played for Blackheath was the game that sort of decided that we were actually relegated from National One. So obviously again, chatted to Shanners and some of the other senior players, and obviously went down into National 2 East. I think it was the first season that it was that league. It was sort of a few conversations indoors, because I'm away pretty much all day every Saturday, even when it's a home game. Obviously it's quite a long day for me, but
and training's a commitment as well. You're here now.
Yes, yeah.
Thursday night.
Yeah, I don't get home till quite late, but so I wanted to help the club get back into where it belongs in National One, and then I guess last season when I finished, realised that I was sort of in the sort of 240-ish appearances. So I'm extremely proud and privileged to have played for such a great club for so long, and I just wanted to see if I could go one step further and achieve a milestone of 250, which couldn't actually ask for a better occasion to do that. Obviously, playing Richmond at home, I think it's the oldest club fixture in the world, isn't it? So
it is, yeah.
To do that, and obviously
1864, Richmond Green.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, I'm. I don't know. I just, having put so much time, energy, and emotion into the club. It was always. I think it was inevitable that I was going to come back. So yeah.
So you achieved to help Blackheath last season to get back to National League One. That was an achievement. So you're still here now. You're 43 games on from when you stepped down and ready to celebrate this milestone. The motivation still there. You're certainly, I think you're playing as well as ever. It would seem a very important part of the back line. So, but is your motivation as strong as it was? It's.
I always sort of say to people when I had sort of 3 stints at Blackheath now, because the first time I came, I couldn't really sort of get into the team. I couldn't break into the team. It was a very sort of settled team at the time. So I sort of went away and played elsewhere, and then again came back. Don't really know why, but then came back, and then never really looked back. So certainly it means an awful lot to me to play in this team and represent Blackheath. So every time I'm at the club or putting the shirt on to play, then I always want to do my bit for the team. And hopefully I can do that consistently well for some time yet.
And on Saturday, you'll be celebrating it along with Leo Fielding, who's, of course, running out for his 100th, but you're going to trump that 250. I mean, you're joining a very elite band. In fact, only 2 other players have passed that milestone. 200 was special enough, but 250 is unique. It was the first back
Oh yeah.
to do it. And yeah, as you said, you couldn't think of a better game to do it. I think you telling me you played in the 150th anniversary game. That was one of your early games for Blackheath, and that was special. And this again.
Would that have been? I think that might have been my first season properly here. So yeah, we played Richmond away. And we drew, didn't we? It was like a last-minute draw.
Yeah, same as
which was as you know, it was the same, basically the same result as the first ever game, which was
It
quite
was.
cool.
So we believe. I wasn't there, but
it's a very, very cool occasion. And yeah, as you say, Leo, he obviously returned to the club, having spent a time at London Scottish. So he's obviously a really good friend of mine, and we've played together for a number of years. So to share an occasion with him, and it being the oldest fixture against Richmond is very cool. And we've actually got, I think, a couple of ex-Blackheath players in the Richmond lineup, so that's hopefully will add a little bit of spice to the mix.
I'm sure it wouldn't even need that. But and of course both teams going into this match with a very, last season of course two leagues apart, but now come together again, and 6th and 7th in the table, only 1 point, both on 4 wins, only 1 point separating. It's going to be quite a hard game, and
I think pretty much every time we've played, it's either been a draw or I think the difference in score has been literally four points or less. I think every time. So they're always very tight tussles with a lot on the line, and obviously it's great that we get good support from Richmond and Blackheath, and people roll out in their numbers, and I think that the players go for it. So it's hoping for more of the same this Saturday.
So unfair question to finish, but 250 on Saturday. 281 is Dave Allen's total. He leads the way. Any thoughts in your mind? Or each game as it comes?
I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it, but each game as it comes. I think at the moment we're don't want to lose focus for this week Saturday. It's a very important game for obviously me personally, but for the context of this season, I think it's it's huge amount riding on it. So we'll one step at a time.
Thank you, Marcus. Hope it's a good game Saturday. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
And keep going.
Cheers, Graham. Thank you.